Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So, this is what we had for our learning intention and success criteria yesterday, where yesterday we learned how to represent fractions as the sum of unit fractions, all with the same denominator. Now, we learned that unit fractions were fractions that have 1 in the numerator, right? So 1/5, 1/4. And we found out that we can identify numerators, the number on top of a fraction, as the number of pieces we have, and denominators, the number on bottom of a fraction, as the number of pieces that make a whole. And we practiced showing fractions as repeated addition sentences using fractions. Today, we're going to go one step further. We're going to compose, or put together, and decompose, or take apart, fractions in various ways, meaning there's more than one way to do it. So we're going to use objects and pictures to represent a fraction as a sum of unit fractions. So this is continuing our work from yesterday. And then we're going to learn even more ways to do it. So we're going to use objects and pictures to represent a fraction in more than one way than just the sum of unit fractions. So let us begin. So for instance, here I have 5/8, and I'm using this whole block just to show you that we do not have a whole number yet. In fact, I'll even hide it so you can just see, this is how many pieces we would need to get a whole number. And of course, we don't have that many yet. So a unit fraction, of course, is when the numerator is 1 and our denominator can be any number. So from yesterday, we've learned that, okay, we can take our unit fractions and put them in a number sentence or equation, right? So 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8, and this will equal 5/8. This will equal what we have. This is another way to show our 5/8. So when you think about our learning intention, this is a way to decompose or break down our fraction, right? I've broken it down into its units or unit fractions. I've made it as small as I can get it. But today, our goal is not just to learn how to make our fractions into a sum of unit fractions, right? We're going to take our learning one step further from yesterday. There we go. So the way that we're going to take this one step further is we are going to think about our fraction, which is 5/8, right? Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. And I'm going to think about, can I break it apart into smaller pieces? So let's think. Well, I can put one piece here and the other 4 pieces here. This is a way to break down my number. And what would that give me? This would give me 1/8 and 4/8. Excuse my small 8. And when you think about this, well, that makes sense. Because 1 plus 4 equals 5. So 1/8 plus 4/8, well, that's just 5/8. Can you think of 2 fractions that when we break them apart, so two ways that we can you think of a way to break apart 5/8 besides 2/8 and 4/8? I would like to see you write that as blank and equal 5/8, right? So you're going to write down two fractions. One fraction and two fraction equal 5/8. So, some ways that you may have done that is you may have written, okay, 2/8 and 3/8 equal 5/8, or even 3/8 and 2/8, or maybe you flipped around and you said 4/8 and 1/8. Now, I'm curious if anyone thought about this as well, right? Because I can also, just like with regular addition, I can also break it apart into more than just two groups. So 2/8 and 2/8 and 1/8 equal 5/8, or 1/8 and 1/8 and 2/8. And very soon I'm going to get back to my original unit fraction decomposition of 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 equals 5/8. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to use this idea to be successful in today's learning.